Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. I'm back from Canada and I brought back with me this cookie cutter in the shape of a mousse, which my niece gave me. She wanted me to make some cookies and I didn't get round to it when I was in Canada, so I stole the cookie cutter, I brought it home and I'm going to make them now, and then I'll take it back with me next time I go and I'll make some when I'm over there. So I'm going to make these mousse cookies, and the recipe I'm going to use is a basic recipe which came with the cookie cutter. And it's quite simple, but it's going to take a while because you have to chill the dough in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours. So the ingredients are 225 grams of unsalted butter, which is softened, 320 grams of plain flour, 1 medium egg, that would be large in the USA, half a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 130 grams of sugar. I'm using caster sugar. And the first thing we're going to do is to cream the butter and the sugar together in a large bowl. And you can do this by hand, but I'm going to use my hand mixer. And then when you've creamed that together nicely, you want to add in the vanilla extract and the egg and mix those in as well. And then the last thing is to add in the flour and the salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle the salt over the flour. I'm going to pour it all in, and I'm going to mix it on slow to start with and then speed it up until it's all combined. So I've got that mixed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that off the whisks, and I'm going to form it into a disc, a ball, flatten it into a disc, and I'm going to chill it in the refrigerator wrapped in plastic wrap for between 3 and 4 hours. Then I'll come back and we'll roll it out and we'll bake the cookies. Okay, well I'm back with you, and I've let my dough chill in the fridge. I actually let it chill in the fridge for much more than 3 to 4 hours, so it's very, very cold. And I've cut it in half, as you can see, because I like to work with smaller amounts of dough when I'm rolling out. And I've floured the work surface. Now the idea is that we're going to roll this out to about 1/4 of an inch in thickness, if we can. And because it's cold, it's going to take a bit of working. I have put on here these rubber rings which are 1/4 of an inch deep, so if I can roll this out to that thickness, that will be perfect. And having rolled it out to about that thickness, I have my cookie cutter here, and I'm just going to cut out the cookies. Now I have my oven preheating at 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I'm going to and I have 2 baking trays which I've lined with parchment paper, or in my case silicone mats, but parchment paper is fine. And then I'm going to transfer the cut out mousse onto the baking trays and re-roll the pastry to get more, and then roll the rest of the pastry that I have set aside. And with the cookies rolled out, I'm going to bake them in the oven for between 8 and 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take them out of the oven and let them cool down, and we'll put a frosting on some of them just to see what that's like as well. Okay, so I'm back with you, and I baked our cookies. I actually got about 15 out of them. A couple of them broke as I was moving them, but I got 15. And what I did then was I just made a little bit of icing as they were cooling down, and for that I used 100 grams of icing sugar which I sieved, and I mixed that with 15 grams of softened butter, a tablespoon of milk, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and just for added flavour I put in 1 little drop of lemon extract. And I just basically spread the icing with a spatula on top. Now you could decorate these any way you want, and of course you don't need to make these cookies using a mousse shape. You can use any shape, or you cut them out any way you want, and you can decorate them any way you want. But they cook up quite nicely, as you can see, and they taste quite good. But I've loosely iced one here that broke, so I'll have a little taste of that. It really is a very nice cookie, and with the icing on top, it gives it that added bit of flavour because you get a little hint of lemon as well. But they're just as good, really, I think, without icing on them. So that's going to be it for this recipe. Quite simple. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on to get to the recipe, and I'll also put a link for that below the video, and I'll be back with you with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.